immigration into the United States. You heard about that last night. By pausing immigration, we'll help put unemployed Americans first in line for jobs.
Donald Trump, the leader of the Republican Party, has played the old song and dance of conservative politics.
The reason you're stuck with me tonight, though, is that, look, word has got out amongst the American-born comedians that you're a bit of a tough crowd. This is just another case of immigrants taking jobs that Americans don't want, sir.
Comedian Craig Ferguson roasts the age-old boogeyman.
The case was a solid case. In other words, presenting the case would be a solid case to the people.
A solid case if there were WMD.
Right, but the evidence showed that he had WMD. I'm not.
Right.
I mean, we're splitting hairs.
Right.
But sorry.
An incredible moment where Bush just can't own the fact that he deceived the American public for the military-industrial complex.
It's a great honor for me to be asked to speak here. I doubly so for me because I just became an American citizen. Now, I thank you. It's really the end of our road. I'm very happy to be here. Now, you realize, of course, that means that I'm American by choice. I'm not like you guys. You wake up in the morning and you're like, I think I'll exercise my civil and religious freedoms without fear of incarceration or repression today. I think I'll complain today. I had to fill in a lot of paperwork before I could do that. I had to lie about my past.
Which Ferguson is happy to remind him of, to his face, that he's a grotesque politician.
LeBron and Kevin, you're great players, but no one voted for you. Millions elected Trump to be their coach. So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
As for this group of deplorables at Rupert Murdoch's Fox News channel,
I have to tell you, since I get the invitation to speak here, everybody says to you, everybody wants to give you advice about how to talk at this dinner. Some people are like, stick it to the man, Craig. Other people are like, don't rock the boat, Craig. Everybody says do political humor, which is, what they mean by that is do jokes that I agree with politically. And I spoke to a lot of journalists about how I should speak up here, and everyone, all the journalists said, Craig, your duty is speak truth to power. That's what you do. You hold the truth up for everyone to see. That's your job, speak truth to power. And I'm sorry, I don't see it that way. That's your job. You're journalists. I'm a late-night television show guy. I make up crap that isn't true, and then I say it on TV. I'm like Fox News. I'm not a journalist. What?
Ferguson ripped them too.
I submit to you that you're going to have to get people like Jay-Z, Kanye West, all of these gangster rappers to knock it off. That's number one.
What I think what these boys need is, they need positive role models, which you said.
Listen to me. You got to get where they live, all right? They had idolized these guys with the hats on backwards and the terrible rap lyrics and a drug and all of that. You got to get these guys, and I think President Obama can do it. And you got to put them on TV and the net, and they got to say, knock it off.
In addition, the biggest rivalry at the time was Bill O'Reilly on Fox News.
You serve no good, you serve no God. You inspire only stupidity and hatred.
And Keith Olbermann on CNN.
Fox News, of course, now to be fair, Fox News has my favorite, the gorgeous and smoldering Bill O'Reilly. Man, that is sexy. Bill O'Reilly, who's locked in that feud with Keith Olbermann on MSNBC. The two of them are at it every night, that terrible feud. Everybody thinks they hate each other. You know what I see there? Sexual tension. That's what I say. That's a romantic comedy waiting to happen. You're the worst person in the world. You're liberal yuppie scum. Are you as turned on as I am? You bet I am, mister.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people.
Obviously a lie, which Ferguson was quick to remind us of.
This is an election year, of course, and as you pointed out, sir, none of the candidates thought you guys were important enough for them to turn up. Hillary Clinton not here, although that's fine, she can say she was. On-again, off-again boyfriend Bill, also not here. He's probably making a speech somewhere. You know, Bill Clinton charges $500,000 to give a speech. $500,000, or he'll talk dirty for free, but $500,000.
We must stop the terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
Maybe one of the most laughable moments in the Bush presidency. The secondhand embarrassment just from watching this is felt.
You are retiring as a young man, though, sir. You're retiring as a young man. What does a president do when he retires? You could look for a job with more vacation time. See what I did? See what I did?
So no regrets about Iraq.
I think we made exactly the right decisions.
And then there's this ghoul, former Vice President Dick Cheney.
Tonight, though, we mark the end of an era, sir. George W. Bush is leaving in 8 months. The Vice President is already moving out of his residence. It takes longer than you think to pack up an entire dungeon. You told me yourself.
Honestly, could have gone way harder here.
Has your relationship with the president frayed to the point that you are not going to support anything that he comes to you and asks?
Why would you say something that stupid? Why would you ask something that dumb? Huh?
Outside of a few moments, John McCain was the man that picked Sarah Palin as his VP in an attempt to take on Barack Obama. Ferguson had fun at his expense at the time.
Another man who I think is a little too clean. I mean, we've got on him, he's old. That's not really enough. He's old. I mean, we all know he risked his life in defense of this nation in Vietnam. Before that, the Vikings, they would be all over here if it wasn't for him. Pterodactyls, he fought them. Depending on your belief system, dinosaurs. I don't know. Earlier this year, though, there were rumblings that John McCain would not be able to run for president because he wasn't born in this country, which I think is really, that's not fair, because when John McCain was born, America hadn't been discovered. So I don't really think that works. It's no disrespect to anyone here, but I'm talking, of course, of Donald Rumsfeld, old Rummy, or Gin Rummy, as some call him. This is a guy who had character, he had drive. I used to watch his press conferences and laugh my ass off. I mean, really, he was just wonderful. And for you tonight, I put together a few clips of some of the greatest Donald Rumsfeld moments. Please look at your monitors.
You've talked about it a lot from the podium. Larry DeRita said yesterday,
When the Pentagon's recommendations initially came out, you had said that you hadn't made changes to those recommendations, if I recall correctly. And the message that many of us drew from that was that you wanted the commission not to make major changes to that list. Traditionally, they've made about 15% changes on the closures. And they've questioned a number of things, including cost saving.
Actually, General Myers made similar references to the failings of the insurgency, including their failure to garner public support. And yet, this far into the operation, the insurgency has managed to sustain itself. Does this suggest a lack of understanding on your part of what the insurgency is about?
The great Donald Rumsfeld. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry he's not here tonight. I'm not really. Yeah, I am. He's off. Donald is not here tonight. He's off writing his book, which apparently starts off really well but has no real end in sight.
A fun moment here as well. Where to begin? First things first, please do become a channel member at youtube.com/TYT Sports. Your support is needed, and to support the network as a whole, go to tyt.com/join. If you could as well, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As I look back on this, all I can think of is brilliant, but also left unfulfilled. Why? He made one small joke about Dick Cheney living in a dungeon. This man does not live in a dungeon. I believe, what's my man's name who played Batman? You know who I'm talking about. He played Dickie in The Fighter. If you have no idea, go back and watch his speech where he thanked, after they won for the movie VP, he thanked the devil for inspiration. That was a better joke than Craig Ferguson's. And it goes hand in hand with Ferguson going quite lenient, I would say, at George W. Bush. I truly do believe that when a comedian goes up there, it is the time to just let it fly, let it loose. The Deal or No Deal chide was fun, but also harmless. Oh, you said that you were going to bring back dignity. By the way, I loved you on Deal or No Deal. It was fun. It wasn't going for the kill like Bush did with innocent Iraqis. That was better. As As I look back on this, George Bush lied to us. He lied to us to benefit his donors. He lied to us to benefit Halliburton. He lied to us to benefit each and every defense contractor. Same with Dick Cheney. Shame on both of them. Shame. And yet Ferguson didn't really go for it, which was odd. Very odd. Millions of people died because of these two fools' decisions. And the most we can come up with is, how are you going to spend your time in retirement? Maybe you could find a job that has as much vacation days as the presidency did. There were good moments. You know, the Fox News moment was fun. It was a good setup. And there are more that I'm going to cover because I do feel that much of this is still relevant today, and I think it's important. But this one, I don't know how y'all feel. Just left me a little disappointed.